All right, so we have gone through shape design, we have gone through proportion variations, and now we are to costuming. So, if you're painting a house, that's what costuming is to me. It is the outside curb appeal, whereas shape and proportion are setting your foundation, making this a really sturdy home. So, I want you to know that this is probably going to be what people notice first about your character, but doesn't necessarily make it sing unless the foundation is there. So we want strong shape and proportion before getting to this stage. That being said, let's jump into costuming because, of course, you guys have really strong shape and proportion. How could it go wrong? So, the big word with costume is connotations. That is what comes to mind when people see what they're looking at. It's like how their synapse is connected to other things. It is connecting ideas of one thing to another. We talked about this a little bit in shape, where the circles are round and warm and lovable, and now connotations are a little bit different. They are symbolic. So on the left, we have this beautiful piece by Corey Loftus, where you see first and foremost a Letterman jacket, and I don't know exactly how it is globally, but in America, that is definitely connected to football. That means that you are part of the football team. And also in combo with the cheerleading uniform, it just solidifies that idea of the trope of the cheerleader with the football player. That aligned with all the character progression, like all the shape design, proportions, and the expressions and everything that contributes to this. It definitely feels solidified in that trope. The only thing that really throws this is the fact that they're deer. And I love that because that makes it original. It makes it a different take on these classic characters. So A plus on that one. Jim Kim has this beautiful military dress sketch, and it is a whole nother world of connotation when you think about military symbology, because you could look at a uniform and somebody who knows what they're looking at can tell you exactly the rank of the person, what awards they've gotten, medals for what, that kind of thing. And also the time period is a huge thing when talking about dress blues, military, anything. I'm not sure if this is military or navy or any of that stuff. Sorry, I don't know a lot about those worlds. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But these guys have so much symbology worked into the uniform that it is almost like a book you could read just by looking at a person. So, keeping those things in mind, think about the characters of your story and what kind of background could contribute to their uniform or their symbolic meaning in what they wear. So, that being said, like Gaston is a perfect example. I believe he is a war veteran in the canon story, and that could have a lot to do with how he is now. It's deeply affecting to go through something like war. So there are so many different backgrounds that could lead to a certain way of wearing costume. I know a lot of modern iterations of somebody who's been through war is to cut their hair the same way that they were cutting it in the military or army or whatever. And that kind of idea is very interesting from a character design standpoint, because then you have character of the wazoo. The second you cut their hair like that, boom, people know where they came from and what they may be like as a character. All right. So that being said, there are also different aspects to costuming that tell a story. In these two pieces, I wanted to contrast oversized versus undersized. So we've got Harry Potter on the left, and he's an oversized outfit because these are hand me downs from his cousin Dudley. It shows a lack of care for his appearance from. You don't know, if you don't know the story, it could be from himself, it could be from others. But in the story, it's definitely from others. His family is just not caring enough to give him his own clothes. It's like literally, here are the leftovers, have them. And then on the right, we've got the hippo in the itty bitty teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Whoa, say that 10 times fast. And it is the cutest piece. I just love how the bikini is kind of like digging into her skin, and she looks very not super happy about it. She's not like strutting her stuff. That would be another kind of way of showing the outfit and the attitude about it. But with this expression and with this outfit, it just shows what this character is thinking and why they're thinking it. It gives a setup to a joke almost. And I like thinking of what this illustration would be like if there was no bikini. It would just be a hippo in water and it would be completely different. You wouldn't get any character from that, but you get tons of character from this and all of the mental churning that's going on during this moment. So when you're thinking about costuming, I want you to think oversized versus undersized, sloppy versus neat, torn versus mended. This is all the same things that we've been talking about, contrast between your characters and between them and the world that they're in. So if the entirety of the world is usually very prim and proper, like we were talking about with Mr. Tiger Goes Wild, then that is going to look very different when one of the main character is very sloppy and underdressed. It tells you a lot about what they're thinking and what the world thinks of them. So, this is another example from Kung Fu Panda. This is Nico Marley's Po the Panda. And Nico Marley is an A-plus character designer. Look up any of the characters he's done. Amazing. And in this one in particular, look at the clothing that Poe has. He's got these shorts that have various mendings. You can see the different fabrics that have been used to patch them back together. Even the specific places that they've been sewn back together, like right on the butt. They're actively tearing around the leg right here. They have these little fringe pieces where they're broken off and tearing apart. And it makes this character feel very big, first of all, and also very active because these are not going to just like a rip on their own. They're like, because he's moving a lot. Other things that contribute to this outfit are possible symbology in the bracelet that he's wearing and also the bandaging around his feet and hands that shows that he uses them a lot in something physical, possibly kung fu, who knows. And all of the, of course, poses and expressions are amazing. But just from the standpoint of costuming, this is brilliant. So when we're talking about this is my reminder to remind you to stay loose. This is the kind of goal that we're going for, very sketchy and not something that you're spending hours on. So what we are talking about also with this is how the costume breaks away from the silhouette of the character's body. So like this grandma's legs would probably go up like this underneath these shorts, but the shorts are pulling away from it. So it creates this overlap and that is breaking the silhouette. So this would all be gone if it was exactly to her silhouette. So that kind of thinking is going forward what we are paying attention to. They're just a little bit on him. Think about what could break the silhouette in the case of these outfits that we're creating because we are designing these costumes. We are in control of it, and that means that it can kind of find its way out of control as well. If the silhouette is completely broken by the outfit that we put on it, then we could be ruining the shape and proportion that we've already set up. So just be aware as you're drawing these things that you want a strong read of the silhouette. You don't want it to get muddled by too many different things or overwhelmed by the wrong shapes. And if the shape isn't working for you, change it. There is no reason that it should overwhelm. There are always other options for fixing it.